BMWs are wonderful when they run great, but when they break, it is a diagnostic nightmare. All right, guys, today we got a 2011 BMW X3. So this is a personal car that I'm selling. The car that I bought had a bunch of misfire codes, leaking a lot of oil from the valve cover. So I decided to put a new valve cover gaskets, spark plug gaskets, a bunch of stuff to address a lot of the engine codes that came on. So here we have the old valve cover. I mean, it really isn't that bad. So this is a 2011 BMW X3. So this is the N52 motor. Really just gotta be careful taking off the VVT solenoid. And with this connector right here, you gotta be really careful not to break it. Other than that, it's pretty straightforward. So after about a couple hours, I get everything screwed, everything nice and tight, check all my connections, no oil leaking, which was amazing. Car wasn't misfiring. So after driving maybe like 10, 15 miles, the check engine light comes on and I get a little bit of rough idle after I cut it back off. So I go and check the codes and boom, Vanos codes. One of the scariest things that can happen because it could be something severe, it could be something simple. Car drives amazing, idle's amazing, everything is great. So I go through the typical steps. So I reprogram the VVT, I check it, I check for power here. I check the Vanos solenoids, which is down here, one for intake, one for exhaust. I recheck all the connections. I make sure the fuel injector connections are good. I did all that. And if you have a BMW with a similar engine, an N52, and you have these codes after a valve cover gasket replacement, it's really, really wise that you make sure you have a snap-on tool to reset the VVT adaptations. And also just make sure that you didn't break anything off and make sure all the seals are nice and seated, especially in the back where it's really, really hard to make sure that it's seated. So these are hard codes. They come right back. It's a variable camshaft timing control, which is the Vanos intake cold start not controllable, as well as the exhaust. This, my serpentine belt exploded, so I had to get that situated. Taking that around the crankshaft really isn't fun. So I rechecked the valve cover gasket, no oil leaking anywhere around. I checked these connectors, I checked this VVT motor, I checked the coil packs. Sometimes if it misfires, it'll throw a Vanos code and make sure these grounds are really situated and make sure these plugs are really good, make sure all the fuel injectors are good. Here's the old valve cover gasket and valve cover. A lot of these become brittle after some time, so they start peeling off and they start breaking off and whatnot. So it's really best if you just do the whole valve cover. So I bought the whole valve cover with the gasket set and the PVC hose in the back. Bought the whole kit. So you can get it on Amazon for like $95, but I bought it from Worldpac for like $155. Amazing deal, might as well do it. There's no point in trying to, and the new valve cover comes with the gasket already seated. So anyways, I do the whole check. Everything is beautiful. It runs amazing. And even on these N52s, I don't know if you guys know this, but it can throw a lot of Vanos and timing codes if the cone inside the oil filter cap isn't seated correctly or isn't connected, or if it's missing. All that, everything. I was like, what the hell could it be? Because it's not mechanical. Everything is timed correctly. I checked all of the values in the snap-on toolkit. I did reset adaptations. It drives wonderfully. So if you have an N52 motor and you checked everything, this is probably what your problem is. Underneath the intake, there are two DISA valves, just like a butterfly valve that allows the car to idle, and it situates how much air comes in and out at high RPM or low RPM. And the DISA valve is located right here. So you got to take off the air box, the throttle body, and the elbow that comes around it to get to it. After some T25 torques, you pull it out and voila, look at this. Broken DISA valve. As you can see, it's cracked right here. So this is no good. The excessive oil buildup is probably from a bad crankcase breather hose or a PVC system that I've already replaced and already cleaned out. So I'm gonna clean out the throttle body, and that solved all my problems. So if you have a BMW, you have some Vanos codes, check everything that I said in the video. Also check the DISA valve. That probably is. There's two stages. There's one underneath the intake and one on the side, or on the side where the throttle body is. So check those two out. BMWs are wonderful when they run great, but when they break, it is a diagnostic nightmare. So we can get this situated, get this sold.